Sure, Allison and Noah have caused quite a bit of family drama, but they can't top the hysterics of a teenage girl. And I would know, I was one. This episode starts out with Noah and Allison doing what they do best. You know, doing it. And at the end, he threatens to drag her to the swimming pool, and she insists that he leave it alone. Noah's swimming is his thinking time, and while he's in the pool, he's drawn to the light underneath the water, and it makes him flash back to a time in his car where he almost hits a woman. What is going on with this woman that he hit? Only the creepy detective has mentioned it and all these flashback dreams. We all think that he killed Scotty, but maybe he didn't. Maybe it all ties back to this lady. Noah then tells Allison that the past 6 weeks have been the best. And he proposes. I can't decide if he's that emotionally needy or if he really loves her that much. Or maybe he's just following Beyonce's advice. Later, the two go to dinner with their host family at the big house, and Harry and Yvonne get excited for their engagement and ask how the two met. Instead of saying we had an illicit affair and ruined our marriages to be with one another, Allison weaved a tale about meeting him at the lighthouse in the rain. It sounds like it was straight out of a Nicholas Sparks novel, and I can't help but wonder why Allison weaved the tale. Isn't Noah the writer? Maybe she's just the better liar. Yvonne and Noah go off to chat about his book, and she very honestly tells him that if he has messed up the end, he must have messed up the beginning. That's encouraging, but as they're having their work chat, Allison interrupts and tells Noah to come on, but he brushes her off. Mistake. His sweet, darling Whitney is there, and she is beyond belligerent. They take her back to their little cottage, and Whitney sees the ring on Allison's finger and loses her mind. Noah physically moves her and talks with her in private. Once she's asleep and Allison and Noah are outside talking, in a moment of maturity, she asks him if maybe they should break off their engagement. He says no, and she then tells him her secrets, which he said he really wants to know. But then typical male doesn't really want to know that she slept with Oscar, that she tried to kill herself, that she cut herself, and that Cole had come to visit. But he still wants to be with her. She keeps the ring. The next day, Noah's in the city having lunch with his BFF Max. And Max tells him that he is getting serious with someone, and he asks Noah what is holding up the mediation. Noah tells him money, and Max then has $50,000 deposited into his account. Must be nice to have friends with money. Little does Noah know, his best friend is now getting it on with Helen. And the mediation? That's off too. Noah's now been served with divorce papers. Allison's story. Allison and Noah are at dinner with Harry and Yvonne, and Noah drops the bomb that he doesn't want more kids. Yvonne tells her not to worry though. Men always say no, but when you have one, it's totally fine. Or it's not. I'm guessing though Yvonne thinks she should ask forgiveness and not permission. Allison's story tracks pretty closely with Noah's this week, and she says Whitney shows up, loses her mind, and then they get together and have a long talk. While there were some nuances, it was basically the same story this week as far as Whitney coming in and causing chaos. But here's the part where it gets different. While Noah is getting ready, Allison and Whitney are alone, and Whitney starts grilling her about Scotty Lockhart. She's in love with him and wants Allison to get his number. Allison says no, but Whitney just keeps on begging. And then dear old dad comes in, and Whitney acts like she's the best stepdaughter ever. And Allison goes along with it, telling Noah that they're getting along great, when in reality, that little girl's a brat. While Noah's taking Whitney back home, Allison goes for a walk with Harry because Yvonne wants him to kill his dog Pete. Harry doesn't want to, but acquiesces to his wife's bidding and takes Allison along. Hey, they're paying Allison, and if he wants her to come along, it's just part of the job description. Killing dogs. On the nature walk, Allison opens up about everything in her life, and her son who died, and the burden that she carries. She's also honest that she isn't sure she can be with Noah because he never knew Gabriel. But Harry encourages her to stick it out because marriage, no one will ever really know you, but they just help you be less lonely. Finally, they get to the heart of the reason why they're out there though, and after all this talk of death, it's time to shoot Petey. Harry looks at his dog and says, "I'm gonna have to kill you, Petey. You've become a menace to society." Then he shoots, and they thought he killed Petey, but he didn't. Allison though is so settled by her talk with Harry that she goes back to the little cottage, gets on her swimsuit, and hops into the pool because it's just cleansing for her. You almost feel like it's a baptism to new life. And Noah is thrilled. She's doing his second favorite thing, swimming. So he strips down and hops in the pool, and they start doing his favorite thing. And it's weird because Allison sees Harry watching them. Fast forward to modern day, and Noah does not want to talk about the night of Cole Lockhart's wedding. What? Scotty died the night of Cole's wedding? Why were they even there? Noah maintains that he hit a deer, but ultimately, Noah sounds really angry and says he hated Scotty but didn't kill him. After this week's episode, I'm really starting to think Whitney is some major part of Scotty's death.